Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that's fairly good. Yeah,
So,
this is sorry.
should I just wait and like not spend anything until we know if he made it or not?
Yeah, that's a good tactic.
Oh, okay.
So this is a cipher, definitely. It's
Probably an artifact that is
no,
reusable.
it's
It's
well,
like a walkie-talkie.
it is like a walkie-talkie. It's basically a two-way communication device.
VoIP.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. It'll be like a tablet in our real world where you can Skype with someone. Not stranger than that. But in this reality, it takes the form of two candles. When lit, they create an image.
Cool. I tell everyone that this is like an iPad in
Wax.
on wax.
It's an eye wax.
So, identifying a cipher isn't as simple as just sort of looking at it. So you did some weird incantations and drew like runic symbols on them that disappeared and stuff like that.
So I take the two candles, and before I tell them this, I sit down in some kind of lotus position, and I place the two candles in front of me, and I start drawing incantations in the air in front of me and above the candles and like around them. So as I draw, you see like particle effects in the air.
I love particle effects.
And like I start humming, and the candles kind of start floating and swirling around, and at the end, there's like all of the incantations start glowing at the same time, and there is a sharp brightness, and then it disappears, and the candles fall down, and you see how I feel illuminate. And then I tell everyone that it's like eye wax.
Eye wax! Ew! Ew!
Better than
sounds
earwax.
terrible. No, but I'm thinking eye wax, so...
Yeah, this is some kind of cipher, I think. Do we know the term cipher, right?
Yeah, I guess not really, but I mean...
You would say magic item, I guess?
Yeah, these candles seem kind of special. I can feel some kind of arcane power in them, or something. And from what I can tell, it's a communication device.
Yeah. No, I was a little bit curious before, so I lit them, and they start burning with this really funky green flame, and image appears between them, and there was this guy, 20-ish something, that responded, and I just sort of freaked out and släckte. Extinguished, thank you. The flames. I got you guys. Now I don't know if this actually is damning evidence that he's doing something weird, but he's communicating with someone else outside of the guild using these. Well, do you want to talk to the guy or not? Because I figured we'll just fire them up here and you could scream at someone.
What did he look like?
I give as good a description as I can of the guy.
Yeah, if I had to capture it in one word, he looked like a Mormon.
Looked like almost like a salesman, I suppose. Like a banker suit type of guy.
So I'm gonna go talk to Alex. I feel that that would be an appropriate thing to do before we do anything too stupid.
Yeah, because I mean, waking up like everybody in the middle of the fucking night is a completely valid thing to do. That and murdering people. Let's jump between the two.
Does Alex have her own room, or does she sleep?
Yes, she has her own room.
Yeah. So I squeeze
So-
out of the room.
Dave, do you know if these two kennels need to be in these exact locations, or can we just bring them along?
You can bring them along. Dave knows. What he tells you is up to him.
I know that we can bring these along.
But will they work?
Asking the important questions.
Fucking disc.
Just to be safe, let's take the chest. Lift with your knees.
Hey,
Yes, they will
Yes.
work.
hey,
Yes.
I'm used to having Mike as a DM. These questions are important.
True story, probably though.
Yeah, who closed the door?
I did.
Well, I head on out and I go to Alex's room, which is probably not too far away.
It's actually a bit away. It's on a different floor because she's top-notch guy, and this was just some random pencil pusher.
Okay. Well, I go to her door and I knock, not particularly hard, but like.
You'll have to keep doing that for a while if you want to wake her up.
Is her door locked?
Yes, it's actually locked.
Well,
You want me to fix that?
Then I hit a bit harder, like, Alex.
You hear some movement from behind the door.
I know you like your sleep, but this might be important.
Right,
Never
so-
gonna get pretty enough.
You hear her mumble something like "wait," and then there's some rustling, and then she opens opens the door with her eyes half closed, and she's sort of like donning on her battle equipment, and she's like, "What is it? Are we being attacked?"
Not that. I didn't say it was urgent. I just said it was important. Come on. And then I sort of opened the door, and how big is her room?
It's like at least 4 times the size of Jason's. It's like she goes like, yeah, sure, invite yourself in the middle of the fucking night.
Yeah, thanks. And I walk in.
Sarcasm.
No, I always ignore it when I don't care. I walk in and I like, and I motion for the others to walk in.
Oh, we're having a midnight fucking party. What was so important that it had to wait until the
Well,
morning?
if you word it
I'm
like
not
that.
signing up for a fucking party.
Sorry.
I'm not signing up for a fucking party.
I get it now.
So this is important because otherwise I feel kind of like stabbing Jason, and this might stop me from doing that.
Ah, God. Yes, I was just trying not to say anything horribly rude. Please make yourselves comfortable, just not on the bed. She sits down on the bed.
Does she, if there's enough light, does she notice that I am covered? She might notice from the smell, but I smell off.
She doesn't mention it, at least to you. Her room is decidedly nicer than Jason's. She has a armor rack where she actually keeps her armor. She has a bookshelf filled with books, and there's a table with a chair with a bunch of documents on it. And there's also a chest in the bottom of her, in the legs of her bed, and she has a proper glass window, which helps with illumination.
But nowhere to sit.
Well, there is the chair. You can sit on the chest if you want to. Otherwise, no, not really. There's even a rug, though.
I take the chair if it's available.
Well, I keep standing.
Mhm.
So we came home. We came back after a relatively long night out.
And decided to wake me.
No, this was a couple of hours ago.
And then you decided to wake me.
Yes, we're getting there.
That's not the
You're the
important
guild master. It comes with the territory. It's you're the one responsible.
What's your name? Sorry, I forgot your character's name. Sorry, it's just very horrible.
Or Volkov.
No, but his first name. She would call you.
Dimitri.
Dimitri, do you realize this world doesn't have coffee? There is no coffee ever.
Oh. Ooh. I'm sorry for waking you up.
Thank you.
I never really felt the need for these things, but
Oy.
Sorry.
Anyway, I am a responsible guildmaster now. What can I help you with?
So, we were coming back after a relatively long night. As we're leaving, we're coming back, Jason is about to leave. Considering how much he likes Dave, I decided to see what he was doing because he seemed like a dick.
Could you start again?
As we're coming back from the long night, we see that Jason is about to leave. And considering how much of a dick he seems to be, I decided to see what he was doing in the middle of the night.
It's a bit harsh. Jason's been a good employee, at least.
Well,
I know he's a dick.
So I follow him to a warehouse where he disappears. And as I get in, the door closes and it's unable to be opened, and the warehouse starts burning.
Okay, that sounds bad, but it could be a coincidence or an accident.
The door that I opened, that was openable, is suddenly shut closed, and there is no way to get out from on the bottom floor.
All right.
I had to jump up onto the second floor and jump out through a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
And he disappeared rather mysteriously. So, after this, I ask Samu, who is good with these things, to look into Jason's room. We find these candles, which are a magical item that work a bit like FaceTime.
Mental note: rogue in party. Excellent. All right.
On the other
so
side, there is
prefer
a
to see it as
youngish
procure of
salesman.
items.
A young man who looks like a salesperson. I look to Samu.
Very well kept, like nicely done hair, look like clean shaven. You know, considering that this is the middle of the night, he was looking great. But speaking of which, did I actually see him in color, or was like everything just sort of like a green hologram-ish?
Everything was sort of like a green hologramish bullshit.
Yeah.
So, did you know that he has a magical item that lets him communicate with a random salesperson type thing?
Just a quick question. When I fondled with this item, I
Poor choice of words, Zol.
Yeah, sorry.
Choice of words. No, it's hilarious. I snigger him.
Did I feel that this was a common item, or this is something exclusive that does not exist as a commonplace item?
Answer 2.
Okay, so it's a rare item.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
You have memories from this world, so you would know that this is probably not something you find anywhere or everywhere.
Corner. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I look to Alex to see if she has any kind of reaction to the potential burning,
The potential burning made her concerned.
and the magical items that. Does it look like on her face that she knew about it, or does it look like a surprise to her?
She didn't make much of a reaction, but when you stop talking and let her talk, it's like, yeah, okay. So he has magical candles. I have a magical dagger armor. I mean, this is Dungeons and Dragons. Everybody and their mom has something magical.
You're not worried that he's communicating with someone who. Do you know who this person is on the other side?
No, but
I look at the
wasn't-
candles. Like, this has been used quite a bit. You're not worried that he's communicating with someone who you have no clue who it is?
What are you even saying? I mean, why would I be? This privilege to privacy? what they do in their spare time. He works here, and we're trying to get back to Earth together. I mean, I'm pretty sure some, like 50% of the people here are banging, and that's none of my business. And I wasn't concerned at all until the burning. Now that concerns me. I get what it implicates, and we should definitely look into that. That doesn't sound good.
So, Alex, normally the eerie black candles that apparently have an eerie green shine wouldn't really bother me either too much. I'm just saying, in conjecture with him sneaking away and wanting to burn people alive,
Yeah,
it
that
seems
brings
highly
about-
fucking suspicious.
Yeah, that I agree with. Just not the candles by themselves. Everybody has
Well,
some.
no, I mean,
So anyway,
Speaking of which, do you know whose warehouse that was? Do you have warehouses?
no, we don't have warehouses.
so
You said they were like pottery.
yeah. So before I was getting burned alive, I decided to see what was in at least one of the cases, one of the huge boxes, and it was like pottery and clay goods, right, Adam?
Yeah.
What address? Like
I
4
get it.
East. 4
I
West.
point out the window, like if the sun is coming up, it's like where you see there's still some smoke coming up
Right. Well,
for scenic effect.
I'm just saying, if it's like on this floor, it's probably a very posh warehouse.
No, you're not.
Aren't we like?
On fourth, we're relatively posh. I mean, it's like the fourth floor out of 30 or something. No?
Then I must have given you the wrong idea of where this guild hall is, because if it's on the fourth, it's on the fourth from the bottom.
Oh.
So it's
Well,
like on the
yeah.
30th in that case.
Okay, because you were saying the fourth.
Okay.
So, and since the queen is on the first, I
Yeah.
thought that indicated relatively close to the top.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That's just not right.
Ah.
It's a new guild. I mean, even the Black Explorers don't have it that high. The
Okay.
Black Moon Explorers.
Okay, I assume since we had indoor plumbing, we were,
No, that's a private thing. No one else knows about that.
not legit.
Magic.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay. Oh,
My
so
bad.
our address is then 26 East.
If
or-
it's 34 max, it'll be like 28, 29.
Okay, well then that makes, I'm not sure, more sense, but then now I know.
Okay, I'll just call this 28 East then.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so
No, it's been like a level or two up, closer to the center, but it's not a rich quarter. It's just a normal warehouse.
So I have to admit, after the burning, I was looking for Jason, and I was rather angry, and I was considering violence. I've cooled down a bit, so now I'm just considering punching him if he doesn't have a good explanation.
That still counts as violence.
Well, it's less violence than a sword through his sternum.
Absolutely, and just to be fair, I think it's absolutely called for if he indeed tried to burn you alive. It's more than called for. Anyway, let's put that thing on.
Yeah, well,
Well, I put them like to make a small TV set on top of the chest.
All right.
Take the lighter thingy and light it up.
please say it's lover boy. Please say it's lover boy.
It's no one home.
You light these two candles, you set them aflame, and the image appears again. The room fills with this eerie green light, and the face appears again. This guy is smiling this time, and Alexandra burst out, "I'm Garfeth of the Dragon Slayers Guild, official guild in the kingdom of Hazorium. Identify yourself." The head does a slight bob, which you probably think indicates a bow, and the person there says, "My lady, I am the sorcerer known as Loic. I'm quite curious what you're doing with my friend's candles.
Is that Loic as in low orbit ion cannon?
No, that's Loic. That is Loic with an E.
Okay.
But that's almost it. Alexander says like, well, so you refer to Jason? Yes, I refer to Jason. I hate talking to myself. So they exchange a little bit, like, well, the Jason was involved in an incident, and then Loic says like, well, that's terrible. I've been actually, in fact, trying to contact him. We've been working together. He's helping me procure rare ingredients for my magical spells. And they go on for a while, and Alexandra gives you sort of the room to talk to this Loic.
Do you happen to have a warehouse in 28 East or West, or depending on where the warehouse was?
In Citadel Hazurium? No.
Do you know if Jason happens to have a warehouse in the city?
Jason seems to me like a formidable man. But I am not familiar with the specifics of his dealings. What I can tell you about Jason is that he's been reliable. So it wouldn't surprise me if he has wealthy enough to own a warehouse.
I look to Alex. Do you get a part of those bad money?
Never heard of it. But on the other hand, I'm also not aware of anything going missing. If that's what you're thinking.
No, just withholding the guild's fifth or whatever it is you're supposed to get.
Yeah, that's definitely something that we need to talk about with Jason, amongst the other problems, which shouldn't be mentioned at this time.
So, Master Loic, did he have any business for you tonight? Jason, that is.
I was hoping to reach him. I am in desperate need of a shipment of Eye of Newt.
Eyes of Newt. I
Yes.
guess. Newts. Unless it's a very large singular eye.
I think we're getting beside the point.
As a huge shipment of magical ingredients, anyway.
Yes. I look to the rest of you. I'm like,
Do you always talk at night? Seems a bit shady.
Why would you assume that we talk at night?
You were trying to reach him.
I was trying to reach him all week. Or whatever they have in Ordain, that's a week.
probably a week.
Right now it's weeks. We call it weeks.
Is it unusual for him not to respond?
Quite. Jason is very formidable, resourceful man. It's unlike him to let business go past.
Oh, do you know if he had any other business partners?
I am not interested in such mundane matters. Jason delivered to me what I needed. Nothing else is of interest to me.
And what do you need? Or did you need?
Oh,
Reagents.
yeah, he mentions the reagents that he needed. They're available. I mean, they're not super rare, but they're expensive. They're not easily obtainable, but it's doable.
And why did Jason want to help get these?
I pay him.
Right.
Money, it's a great incentive.
Does any of the ingredients pop as like, this is obviously used for bad things? Like, oh, poison, rat.
No, some of those Zol has in his pouch.
Well,
Eye
again,
of Satan, you say?
that doesn't really. The man is called Dave Star. I would not put it past him to battle with like horrible things.
I mean, it's magic. It's like asking me if a knife can be used to misdeeds. Sure, but you know, it can also be used for preparing food or as part of a surgical procedure
Well,
to help someone.
Sure, sure. I just meant like if there was anything typically going like, yes, this ingredient is only used to cast the ever sleep spell in Snow
Yeah.
White.
Yeah. No, they do not possess the alchemical stone, which is channeled from 1,000 souls of the unborn. Nothing like that.
Can I tell from the regent he mentioned what he wants to do with them?
In the quantities, either supply at the army. There's a lot of it.
Okay.
Does anybody of you have like some sort of detect lie or anything like that?
Yes.
I thought you did, but I can't make sense of your character sheet.
I have the premonition spell.
What does
or
that do?
skill. Despite appearances, reality is quantum and non-causal, which means a careful observer can discover information leaks. You can learn one random fact from a person or location that is pertinent to a topic you designate. Alternatively, you can choose to learn the creature's level. However, if you do so, you cannot learn anything else about it later with this revision.
All right. If you want to use that, feel free.
Uh,
And I don't know what Patrick had, and I don't know what Patrick rolled, if he in fact rolled anything.
Okay, I have a ability called Sense Betrayal. It gives me trained in. You're trained in detecting when someone is lying to you or not providing the whole truth. Action.
I have mind reading.
Question is if you
On a
can do it.
hologram.
Yeah, exactly.
You can read the mind of a creature you can see within short range. You gain access to its surface thoughts for up to 1 minute as long as it's within range. So does it count through eye wax?
If you fondle it, perhaps.
Fondle the wax.
I start stroking the candles.
Some of the eye wax come out of the tip.
Ew.
Do I feel like I have the potential of being able to read his thoughts?
It's gonna be extremely difficult if you are tempted. For you
And
need to
awkward. And very awkward.
For you need to channel your powers of arcane through this channel that is opened via this artifact. It will be no easy feat, but there is a slight chance of success.
I will. I want to attempt this impossible feat.
Alright,
Which difficulty?
I'm not gonna tell you.
So I put 0.
Yeah.
You probably want to spend some effort and see if you can use a appropriate skill.
Yes. So I apply 2 to roll effort. I don't think I have any assets.
No, probably.
And damage effort is 0. Cost. What do I put anything on cost?
No.
Um,
And then, I don't know, you have like the Strange or Arcana or some skill
I
that
have
like,
non-combat arcane.
That should probably work.
Yeah.
Can I use edge?
No, Edge just decreases the cost of you spending your effort.
Okay, so I'm just going to try this then.
You would yet again beat difficulty 6. This would be a roll of like 19.
Yeah, actually you're not able to read his thoughts, unfortunately. You feel like you're reaching him just barely, but there's not enough there for you to read.
Okay.
He's
This
not
will
that
actually-
intelligent.
Yeah, this requires a formidable amount of concentration from you, and you know, you can, if you want to make it overt or covert, you will need to make a stealth roll against a difficulty of 5.
Okay.
You just stand on the side so the dude can't see him.
I mean, you're all in one room, so that will be part of it, right? But you're not really sure where his field of vision is.
Hmm.
And Death actually have to look at him. He has to be in his vision.
Hmm.
Can't
Do
I
you
just...
actually see him from behind? If you stand on the other side of the candles, is his facing you or is his back facing you?
Yeah, his back is there.
Oh, cool. But shouldn't that work then?
If you stand behind him,
Yes.
that'll be good.
So
But still-
I stood behind him when I did it.
But that was on the bed, and we were not allowed on the bed.
But I still want you to roll stealth
Yeah.
to see how well you went.
So is it a speed roll?
Yeah.
The speed fondling challenge.
Ooh, failure.
Really?
Well, you rolled an you had a difficulty of 5, so there was no actual set difficulty.
It was 5.
Oh, you did here say
Yeah.
that. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Well, if you didn't spend any effort, then yeah, that's a failure actually. I wanted to give Patrick a chance to roll also if he's interested in that.
Yes, I am.
You're also rolling against 5 this time.
Cool. Challenging. Well, I put some effort into this, and let's hope for best. No.
Really?
Yeah, I rolled a 5. What do you want from me? Yeah, I'll re-roll. This seems important. Do I have enough? Okay, I have 2 entry. This only costs me 3 intellect points, so I have enough left.
For what? You don't have to re-spend.
Oh, that's good. Waste one of these. Boom. And we hope for best again.
I need XP.
Even better.
Awesome. Intrusion.
And
We
it's
are
a
all
free
against you.
Um,
Conspiracy.
So, the fire, the hologram actually spots Dev's mind-reading techniques, and it erupts with a red flame emanating from the head. What are you doing, you measly apprentice? Trying to read the mind of the mighty lord? I shall have none of it! Wasted enough times on the likes of you anyway. And the candle explodes.
Hot wax all over.
So I was going to say, but doesn't matter. It
What?
explodes.
What?
My fault was as soon as he starts getting uppity, I would take my sword and just slash the candles in half, so that they don't stop burning.
All right. Well, go ahead and roll a speed roll.
See if
have-
you're faster than him exploding the
Hey,
candle.
I am still fondling the candles, I guess.
You're gonna be fondling half a candle in the best case scenario.
My fingers!
Do you
I
have
used to have
initiative?
10.
Something like that trained?
I have no initiative is not trained, but I am trained with my sword. Do I roll an attack or what?
So you're flinging like a great sword?
It's just
No,
a
I-
challenge. It's a difficulty 5 challenge, speed challenge.
Okay, just straight up speed, nothing else.
Well, I mean, the sword, I guess, will give you a bonus. What was it you said you were trained with it?
I'm trained in mine and sword. Yes.
Yeah, so it should. What kind of a sword is it? Is it a sword that you can have with you right now and use in tight quarters, or is it a Zweihander?
Okay. If it's that, yeah, it is a pretty
Well,
small.
maybe
one.
you're pulling Alexandra's sword.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. I'm not trained in that sword, but I'll.
Because I'm just, if you have it on your back and you try to slash, I don't know if you are an awesome punchy guy, so maybe you have something like that. What are those called? Vectors.
Yeah.
You have force and direction.
Yes. If I can use my two-handed sword, I am trained. If I use any other weapon, I am just untrained.
Well, pick which one you go with. You think is cooler. If you like to grab your two-hander with a swift motion, if you grab
Yeah,
something.
that's sort of how I imagine. Basically, sort of twisting and
You know, if you fumble, you're killing Sol.
You're gonna
Also-
definitely fucking hurt him.
Also, you totally froze.
Yeah.
Mike is dead.
But he did roll.
Yeah, he did roll, but he's gone.
Oh, wait, he's lagging now.
Nope, he's gone for me. Bye bye, Michael.
Oh,
What?
he...
Hey, you're back. No? Yay. Yep, sort of.
Okay.
I succeeded with my roll.
I'm confused.
With
How do you
what?
-1. Oh, and -2 because of effort. So you can succeed at 6. Challenge level 6. Okay.
So basically, he gets red, and I'm like, "Fuck this noise!"
Okay. So what I was gonna do was that at first the candles explode, and you would have to roll the defensive speed roll against the basically fireball. And second of all, I want to summon some sort of fire imps or whatever you would call them into the room. So I'm wondering how much of that would the cutting of the candles disrupt. I would say that the imps don't appear, but like the explosion, those sort of happen since you're like slicing the source of the explosion, maybe. Or what are we thinking? Just nothing happens, or
Well, it
Well,
was a
if
dream
you cut
intrusion, so I
the
feel
way,
something
the
should
little
happen.
thing still burns.
So
two people
I
speaking
mean,
at the same time does not help me. What did you say, Emily?
I said that if you cut them like in the middle where the candles like are, then the fire thing is still going. So if you want the explosion to come from the tip, the imps and the explosion can still happen.
How about we halfen the effects? So
Yeah.
the explosion is smaller and there's fewer imps.
Or you make it a GM intrusion and give it the full effect.
But it
This
is
is
a
all
GM
good.
intrusion.
No, but I mean, like my thing sort of might have minimized or halved the problem, but you can make it into an actual intrusion and say this happens too. I mean,
Yeah.
the GM intrusion is. I mean, in my mind, the GM intrusion is we pissed him off royally. He's going to be angry with us in the future, and he tried to hurt us. This intrusion could be you did well, but it still explodes and there are imps.
Ooh, you know what you could do? That eye wax thing, it could totally become like a portal instead. So now it's just a big open portal spewing out fire and imps.
Destroying the whole guild.
Well, until we should close it. But I mean, otherwise, it was a GM intrusion. It could be that it blows up and there are imps. It's
Okay, so if you guys want to have a experience points for like a GM intrusion, so 2 experience points, I guess it will go to Michael because I'm actually nullifying his good roll, and then 1 to go to someone else. I'm gonna open some sort of portal which is spewing. I mean, it explodes, a portal opens, and imps start pouring out of it, and you need to close it.
yeah. Well, I'll give an XP then to Shadow for his GM intrusion, and for spending a bunch of XP on rerolls that haven't really. Well, in one case helped. In this case, not so much.
Let's roll a nice d6. A small little nice d6. 6. Okay, well, that's fair enough, but it sucks. We roll initiative.
Mine didn't get sent to me.
Well, you rolled a
Well,
17.
that was a total waste.
Of the
What
20.
happened?
I rolled a 20.
Then you go first.
Yeah. I only think I have fire powers.
Hey.
My plan is to suck out all the oxygen here so the fire will die.
By the way, was there an explosion we should try and not take damage from?
Yes, there
First.
was, in fact. Okay, so the explosion. You guys need to roll defense, speed defense, or however you want to defend against this explosion. It'll probably work. But the difficulty is 5.
Seriously.
And it was a difficulty 5.
Yes.
I'll just take the damage.
I create a force field by the mind in front of me.
It doesn't cost you anything, just so you remember.
Okay.
Since you rolled a natural 20.
I mean, something's weird. People aren't supposed to roll this many 20s.
Or one.
No, something is off.
The random number generator is weird.
Says you. I remember when I DM'd Numenera and Jade rolled 7 20s in one session.
That
so
was
fuck
awesome.
you guys.
And that wasn't even with the electronic dice, right?
That was with real dice. So 4 20s in one session. Jade alone had 7.
No.
So that's all I have to say on rolling too many 20s.
I seem to also remember you always wanting the green D20.
Just because it liked me.
Uh-huh.
But yes, so 2 failures and 2 successes. How much damage do we take and how much do we burn?
5 damage you take. I don't understand the other question.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Might.
How much do you take if you succeed? Half or
Nothing.
none? Sweet! Mostly because I'm actually using my hit pool to dodge. So it's sort of like, did I actually succeed or did I just self-inflicted wounds? I tossed myself out of the way, but I hit my head on the border of the table or something. Ah!
How's the initiative?
Well, I go first, the person furthest away. The rest of you are too busy tossing and turning.
So difficulty 5 is 15, so everyone succeeds except for me. So everyone but me goes before the imp. So Jade, if you toss your rune of destruction, we're all gonna get hit.
But I wanted to toss it inside the portal. I'm exploding on the other side.
But there was no actual portal.
There is a portal. There's this the glowing little shit.
Okay.
Can't I?
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's just that you're all in my way and I'm not that good of a thrower. But that's the only thing I can come up with because I don't have anything that feels like it would work on fire elementals, whatever that imp is.
Yeah, well, throw it. In worst cases, I die.
The imp is a little, maybe childlike creature, very thin in its frame. It has wings, obviously can fly, and both of its hands are on fire with embers going up its arms.
Really?
It has sharp teeth, and its eyes don't have any irises. They're just solid yellow glow.
So, do I deem it impossible for my research nerdy picked last at the sports teams things at school to actually throw my ball into that portal?
Well, if you do deem it possible, then you have some newfound confidence in your athletic ability.
Hey.
The difficulty is 5.
Okay. And that's to hit, I assume, the portal.
Yeah, to hit the portal with a
Is
grenade.
that a might?
No, it's a speed.
Ugh. I'm running out of speed.
Would it constitute as a light attack?
Yeah, I mean it's a small stone, so yeah.
Cool. So you get an asset of 1.
What is your explodey thingy anyway?
my exploding thing do a different number of different things compared to what I roll on a D100.
No, I mean, what is it?
It's
Just stone.
yeah, what does
Cipher
it
with a
say?
rune on it.
Hmm.
Stone with a rune of destruction.
It's a stone. It's easy.
It's a stone. All right. How much does one effort cost?
3.